Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to the CEC Gurukul lecture series. In this lecture series, we are discussing about service costing, or we also call it operating costing. So, in the operating costing, my focus is on transport costing. In my previous lecture on transport costing or operating costing, I had broadly discuss the theoretical dimensions of transport costing, or you may call it operating costing. That how do you calculate the cost of per kilometer, or you may call it passenger kilometer, or you may call it ton kilometer, right? So this we discussed the theoretical dimensions of it. We made a base in my previous lecture on the transport costing or operating costing. Now, in this lecture, my focus will be on calculation part, that is the practical aspect, that in practical life, how do you calculate that on the base, ultimately the theory is the base, that gives you the broad guidelines that how do you calculate it. Now, actually we will be calculating. In this lecture, I'll be calculating, I'll give you various examples, and through these various examples, I'll show you how you calculate the cost of per kilometer, per ton kilometer as the case may be, or passenger kilometer as the case may be. Now, let's start directly with your practical examples. So, the first example here for this lecture I have taken is that from the information, info means information, calculate total kilometer and total passenger kilometer. Right? I am taking a very simple example. The basic idea is to understand the term properly. How do you calculate? To make a base in your mind that how you find out the cost, operating cost, how do you calculate per unit cost. So supposing in a company, in a transport company, it runs 5 buses. Number of buses are 5. And each bus operates 30 days in a month. Days operated in a month, 30. Trips made by each bus, 2, right? So the trip means going and coming back is called one trip. So each bus takes 2 trips in a day. That is, there are 30 days, it means total 60 trips. Distance of route 200 kilometer one side. So it means in a trip it is 400 kilometers, right? Capacity of each bus 50 passengers. Each time bus can carry 50 passengers. Average passenger travelling 75% of the capacity. That is average. On an average, if you calculate the average of a day, that all the buses not packed, right? So averagely only 75% of the buses is full. Right? It means 25% of seats remain vacant. So what you will do is you will calculate 3/4 of the 50. Right? So that is the number of passengers that runs in a particular trip. So what you do is you have to calculate the total number of kilometers. How do you calculate the total? Because from the following information, calculate total kilometers and total passenger kilometer. So it is a simple unit, total kilometer. So I will say simply number of buses into number of days. How many days are there? 30. How many buses are there? 5, right? So 5 into 30 into distance per kilometer. So distance per kilometer is, not kilometer, per trip. So distance per trip is 400, right? 200 going, 200 coming back. So what is the total kilometers? The total kilometers is not 10 kilometers, it's simple kilometers. So 5 into 30, because there are 30 days, the figures which are given in our example is of one bus, right? So there are 5 buses, 5 into 30 days into 2 trips, because each day bus takes 2 trips into 400. That comes to be 1,20,000 kilometers. It is not 10 kilometers, it is simply kilometers. So 1,20,000 kilometers is the what is being asked is total kilometers. So I will say 1,20,000 is the kilometers, right? Because number of buses multiplied by number of days multiplied by the number of trips and multiplied by the distance travel on each trip. The other is total number of passenger kilometer. Here you find there is a distinction in simple kilometer and passenger kilometer. So in the passenger kilometer, what I'll do, I'll multiply the number of passengers also. So number of buses into number of days into number of trips into distance per trip into capacity, means that is average capacity utilized. So that is 5 into 30, because the bus operates 30 days, sometimes given that bus operates 20 days, 25 days, right. So it says that in our example we have presumed that bus runs for 30 days in a month. So 5 into 30 into 2 into 400 into 50, 75% of 50. That is because the operating capacity is 75%. So 75% of 50. That comes to be 4,50,000 passengers kilometer. So if you have calculated simple kilometer, that was 1,20,000. But if you are calculating passenger kilometer, because practically for our purposes passenger kilometer is more important as compared to the simple kilometer, because by and large we would like to know that what is the cost involved of travelling one passenger per kilometer. So for that purpose passenger kilometer is more important method, means is a better method of calculating the cost. So I would say the passenger kilometer is 4,50,000 in our example. So this is, I define the difference between simple kilometer and the passenger kilometer. Let's take another simple example. A transport company is running a fleet of 5 buses between two towns 50 kilometer apart. There are two towns, you may name it A, B, right? So their distance of the two towns is 50 kilometer. Seating capacity of each bus is 40 passengers. So means at the most, if the bus operates at 100% capacity, 40 passengers travels at a time, right? The following particulars are available for the month of September 2020. Wages of drivers, conductors and cleaners, 3,000 rupees. Intentionally, in all these examples which we take a very small figure so that the calculations remains easy. And for you also, even in your mind itself, you can calculate the calculation. You don't require separate calculators, right? So wages of drivers, conductors and cleaners, 3,000 rupees. Salaries of office and other staff, 1,500 rupees. Diesel and oils, 10,000 rupees. Repair and maintenance, 1,200 rupees. These are the various costs involved. Taxation, insurance, etc., 2,500 rupees. Depreciation, 4,000 rupees. Interest on capital, 3,000 rupees. So actual passengers carried were 80% of the seating capacity. What is the seating capacity? 40. So you calculate 80% of it. It means on an average 32 passengers travel at a point of time. So actual passengers carried were 80% of the seating capacity. All the buses run on all days in the month. Each bus made one round trip per day. Find out the cost per passenger kilometer, right? So what is the distance between the two towns? 50 kilometers. It means each bus travels 100 kilometers in a day, and there are 5 buses. So what you are being asked, or what we have to calculate, is that you have to calculate cost of one passenger traveling 1 kilometer. We call it cost per passenger kilometer. Now let's see how you calculate it. Passenger kilometer for the month are calculated as follows. That is, we have first of all calculated how many passenger kilometer the 5 fleet of buses have travelled. So number of buses into distance into capacity of each bus, right, into actual capacity utilized into round trip into number of days. So there are, in our example, there are 5 buses, right? So the distance of the two towns is 50 kilometer, right? So 5 into 50 into 40. What is this 40? The 40 is the sitting capacity of the bus into 80%, means 40 into 80% means 32, you may say. So you may say 5 into 40 into 32, right? Into 2 into 30. Why I have said 2? 2 means 50 kilometers is one way distance. So coming back the trip becomes 100 kilometers. So I could have directly said 100, or you have said 2, right? 2 into 30. 30 days means because the bus operates for 30 days. So that comes to be 4,80,000 passenger kilometer, right? So this is passenger kilometer, how many passenger kilometer the bus has travels. Now let's calculate the cost part. This is we have calculated one, that how many passenger kilometer the total say company or the organization having 5 buses runs in a month. That comes to be 4 lakh passenger kilometer is 4,80,000. Now calculate the cost of per passenger kilometer. So as I said that there are two types of expenses. One is called standing charges, which we also call it fixed charges. The other is called variable charges. Now normally in the cost accounting, the presentation is also very important. So you show standing charges separately and the variable cost separately. So the standing charges are wages of drivers 3,000 rupees, salaries of the office staff 1,500 rupees, taxation, insurance, etc. 2,500 rupees, interest on capital 3,000 rupees, right? So the total comes to be 10,000 rupees. 3,000 plus 1,500 plus 2,500 plus 3,000. So these are the fixed charges which you pay. Now coming to the variable charges, diesel oil 10,000 rupees, repair and maintenance 1,200 rupees, depreciation 4,000 rupees, right? As I said in my previous lecture on the service costing, that depreciation we take in the variable cost. You may say it is a semi-variable cost, but by and large we categorize it in the variable cost portion, right? So the repair and maintenance depreciation is being taken as a variable cost. So the total of the two cost is, that is 5,000, 6,200 is of this cost, diesel oil, right? 10,000, repair and maintenance 1,200, depreciation 4,000, right? So that comes to be 15,200 is your variable charges, and your fixed charges, and you add the variable cost, that total cost comes to be 25,200. So in this way, what you have seen is that first I have calculated passengers kilometer, right? So passengers kilometer, as I already said, the number of buses into distance traveled, means both ways, into passengers, right? And that way you find the passenger kilometer. And then the second step is you calculate the total cost, right? So the total cost is again being subdivided in two categories, the fixed cost and the variable cost, right? So first we write all fixed cost, which we also call it standing charges, and then we write variable cost, or we call it variable charges. So the sum total of the two cost is 25,200. So the total cost divided by passenger kilometer will give you an idea of the per passenger kilometer, right? So 25,200 divided by 48,000, right? This is 48,000 passenger kilometer comes to be 5 rupees 25 paisa, right? So this way you calculate the cost. Fine. Let's take another example. See, all these examples are same, the points are different. That is, there will be some change in every example which I'll be taking. So an employee of a hotel has started using his personal automobile for a company's bus purposes, right, with effect from 1st January 2020. He would be reimbursed by the company at the rate of 12 paisa per mile, determined on the basis of the operating cost for 2019, which were as follows, right? So what you are given is that you are given the data of 2020. I am again reading it, that employee of a hotel has started using his personal automobile for a company's bus purposes, right, with effect from 1st January 2020, and the organization has agreed that it will be reimbursed by the company at the rate of 12 paisa per mile, determined on the basis of operating cost for 2019, which were as follows. Operating charges, depreciation, straight line. Straight line is a method of depreciation. As you know, there are various methods of depreciation. So each year in the straight line method, each year the depreciation amount remains same, right? So depreciation, straight line 600 rupees, license fee 20 rupees, insurance 160 rupees, petrol, all these costs are basically the insurance cost, license fee cost, these are fixed costs. Depreciation cost is a variable cost. Petrol, repair, another is also variable cost, 420. So total is 1,200 rupees. Miles driven 10,000 kilometer, right? So 10,000 miles, not right, kilometer, miles. Cost per mile 12 paisa. So this is the way the cost has been derived. So during the year 2020, the car is estimated to be used by the employee as follows. Personal use 12,000 miles, business use 8,000 miles. So there we are distinguishing between personal use and the business use. For personal use 12,000 miles, business use 8,000 miles. So total is 12,000 miles. So what we have to do is we have to calculate the estimated annual operating cost for 2020 and the estimated cost per mile in 2020, right, and calculate the amount the employee would be required to pay for every mile driven on account of a personal use in 2020. Thirdly, what you have to do, indicate whether it would be less expensive for the company to furnish an automobile to the employee, right. So means whether the employee should be allowed to use his own car or the company should provide the car to the employee, right. So assume that the operating cost would be same in 2020 as in 2019. The operating cost will remain same. Means in your example, in our example, you are given the operating cost of 2019. We are presuming here that the operating cost of 2020 will also remain same, right. So how will you find out? So standing charges, operating cost of 2020 we are calculating, standing charges, license fee 20 rupees, insurance 160 rupees, right. So these are the two standing charges. Variable charges, depreciation 600 rupees, and petrol cost is given, right, 420 into 20,000 divided by 10,000, right. So 840. So that comes to be 1440. So the annual operating cost is 1620, right. So cost per mile in 2020 is 1620 divided by 20,000 kilometers, because 12,000 plus 8,000 kilometers, right, the total mileage is 20,000 kilometers. The operating cost is 1620. So 1620 divided by 20,000, that comes to be 0.081 per mile. That is, each mile which the bus will travel or the automobile will travel, the cost will be 0.081. It may sound that is impractical, because as I said, I have been repeating in every lecture of mine that initially we take small figures, so the calculation remains easy, right. The second part of your answer is that we have to calculate amount reimbursed by the company. So how much amount that will be reimbursed? 8,000, because he has used 8,000 for official purposes, 12,000 for personal purposes. So 8,000 multiplied by 0.12, that comes to be 960. The cost is 0.081, but the company reimbursed at the rate of 12 paisa. So 8,000 multiplied by 12 paisa, that comes to be 960. So but the total cost incurred by the employee in 2020 is 1620, out of which 960 is being reimbursed by the company, right, because the company is paying at the rate of 12 paisa. The cost is 0.081, but the company is reimbursing at the same rate as that of the previous year 2019. So 12 paisa. So 960 rupees is being reimbursed by the company. So but the total cost incurred by the employee in the 2020 is 1620, out of which 960 is being reimbursed by the company, and the remaining 660, right, that is 1620 minus 960 will be borne by the employee. So cost per mile to the employee will be 660 divided by 12,000, because 12,000 kilometers the employee has used the automobile for its personal uses. So that for personal uses the cost involved is 0.055 paisa, right. So the cost per mile to the employee will be again I am saying, because the total cost is 1620 and you have calculated in the that is what is the cost of running per mile. So per mile is 0.081. But since the company reimbursed the employee at the rate of 2019 and the employee has used the automobile for 8,000 kilometers for official purposes, so for that purposes the company is reimbursing. So 960 rupees is reimbursed by the company. The remaining amount is for charge as a personal purposes. right? So personal purposes comes to be 660, and 660 divided by the mileage of which is being used for personal purpose 12,000, that comes to be 0.055 paisa, right? So this way you can calculate the three parts. The third part which is being asked in this is that operating cost sheet, that standing charges, license fee 20, insurance 160, right? So the total is 180 of the standing charges, variable charge depreciation 60, petrol 420 into 8,000 divided by 10,000, 336, right? So this is basically what you are seeing is for official purposes, right? So earlier that was a personal purpose, 8,000 divided by 10,000, that comes to be 336. So 936, 1116 is the annual operating cost, right? So cost per mile to the company if it furnishes an automobile to the employee is 1116 divided by 8,000, that comes to be 1395 per mile, right? I hope you can distinguish between the two. So cost per mile to the company if it does not furnish an automobile to the employee will be 0.2 per mile. Hence, it would be more expensive for the company to furnish an automobile to the employee. So means what it means is that if the company furnish the automobile to the employee, that will be more expensive as compared that the employee uses his or own car. That will be more easy, right? So this is about your operating costing, this example. Now let's talk very quickly one more example. Ascertain the cost of carrying 1 ton kilometer of goods for a distance of 1 kilometer from the following particulars. Cost of truck, right? So this cost of truck is 3 lakh rupees, estimated scrap value 25,000 rupees, life 5 years, capacity 4 tons, is not ions, this is tons. Average daily distance covered 200 kilometers, right? 100 kilometers outward and 100 kilometers return, means one trip is 200 kilometers, right? Working days in a month 25. Freight full capacity outward 50%. Freight full capacity outward means while going it will travel at 100% capacity, while returning it will return at a 50% on the return journey. Ascertain the cost of carrying 1 ton of goods for a distance of 1 kilometer from the following particulars. Annual charges, insurance at the rate of 2%, right? Means insurance at the rate of 2% means it will be calculated on 3 lakh rupees. Repair and maintenance 4,500, garage rent 3,600, taxes 6,000, interest at the rate of 18%. Again you will calculate on the cost of the vehicle, that is 3 lakh rupees, right? Tire, batteries, etc. 6,500. Ascertain the cost of carrying 1 ton of goods for a distance of 1 kilometer from the following particulars, right? So driver charges 750, coolie charges 500, petrol 100 for 100 kilometers, that is 1 kilometer is costing will be cost you 1 rupee. Now how do you calculate? Number one, you have to calculate what is the total ton kilometers. For calculating ton kilometers, right, 4 into 25 into 100, because each distance is at one side is outward is 100 kilometers, because the truck travels 25 days in a month. So 25, there are 4 trucks, right? So 4 into 25 into 100, that comes to be 10,000. Return journey, right? So means 4 means 4 tons. That is what you are given is, see, this is basically, right, 4 tons. Life 5, capacity is 4 tons, not number of buses but tons, right? So the return journey 2. Why I have taken 2? Because at the time of return only half of the capacity is being utilized. So instead of 4 tons, only 2 ton is being loaded while coming back. So 2 tons into 25 days in a month. There are 25 days on which we travel, right, into 100, right? So because the distance is 100, that comes to be 5,000. So the total ton kilometer comes to be 15,000. This is step number 1 to calculate how many ton kilometers did the automobile, did the vehicle has travelled during a month. So 4 tons, because there are 4 tons of the capacity of the truck. 25 days into 100 plus 2 tons, because 50% capacity into 25 days into 100 kilometer, that 5,000, 15,000 is a total 10 kilometer. Now, you calculate the operating cost. So, as usual, first we take all fixed costs, then we take the variable cost. Fixed charges or fixed standing charges, insurance 2%, right, into 1 by 12. 1 by 12 means, because we are taking a monthly 10 kilometer which we have calculated is on a monthly basis. So, I am calculating monthly expenses. It is a fixed cost. So, what will be the insurance charge of each month? That is 2% of 3 lakh rupees into divide by 12. That comes to be 500 rupees. Garage rent 3,600 divided by 12 months, right? So 300 rupees. Coolie 500 rupees. Taxes 6,000 for a year, 12 months, right? So 500 rupees each month. Interest again 18% for 1 month, that comes to be 4,500, right? Driver salary 750 rupees, that comes to be 7,050. Now the variable charges, depreciation. See, in this example you are being given the depreciation because the scrap value is 25,000. The cost of the truck is the 3 lakh rupees. So 3 lakh minus 25,000, 275, right? Divide by 5, right? Because the life of the truck is, life of the automobile is 5 years. So it comes to be 1 year depreciation, divide by 12 in order to find out 1 month depreciation. So 4,583.33 paisa is the depreciation of each month. Repair and maintenance 4,500 divided by 12 in order to find out the monthly repair and maintenance 375. Tires, battery 6,500 divided by 12 541.67, and petrol 100 into 25 into 100 divided by 100, right? Because what you are doing is how many kilometers in a month it travels. 200 kilometers distance, 25 days, so 25 into 200, right? And that comes to be, the petrol cost is 5,000 rupees in a month. That adds up to 10,500, right? So the total cost is 17,750, which includes the fixed cost as well as the variable cost. So the total cost and the 10 kilometers we have already calculated. So 17,550 divided by 15,000, that comes to be 1 rupee 17 paisa. So in this way, friends, we have calculated what is the cost of running per 10 kilometers. So if you see this example which we have just discussed, that is, first of all, the first step is calculating how many tons kilometer which the bus or the automobile has travelled. Then we have taken all fixed cost for a month, and then we are given the variable charges for running the automobile for a month, and then you add up the two. So that is the total cost of running this automobile for a month, and then the total cost divided by the 10 kilometer, that will give you per 10 kilometer, cost per 10 kilometer. So in our example, this cost per 10 kilometer is 1 rupee 17 paisa. So thank you very much, friends. We'll continue this discussion. We'll continue next time. Thank you.